Hello, Collaboration Global, and welcome back to the 10-Minute Teach. This month, looking at the mindset for collaboration. And last week, we talked about generosity of spirit and how that can be brought into every area of the mindset when you do a collaboration, bearing in mind that collaborations are in every part of your life. We're talking mostly business today, but you know, these mindsets can be in every part of your life. So the two mindsets I want to look at a little bit deeper are adventure, or being adventurous. Who you are being is adventurous, and you're having a sense of fun. So having that kind of little edge to you that's a bit of a giggle, a bit of fun, a bit of enjoyment, a bit of what life is for. Life is for living, right? So when you combine the two, if you're having an adventure, in my mind, it has to be fun. Why would you have an adventure that you didn't enjoy? Some people like the adventure when it stops, then I look back and go, wow, I did that. For me, an adventure is the adventure of living. So why don't we have adventure in our collaborations? What would be stopping us from being adventurous? Well, mostly it's a fear of failure. It's like, well, if I try that could be really good. That could be so exciting. That would be wow if it came off. But what if it didn't? Oh, what am I going to look like? Egg on my face. It'd just be, oh, could I live it down? The humiliation, abject horror of failure. Yeah, isn't that bad, really? Having a sense of adventure within a collaboration gives us this permission to try stuff out. And the stuff that when everyone is behind it, failure is pretty unlikely. You just have to give it a go to see how it pans out. And having that sense of fun behind it means you'll enjoy the journey. And what if it does fail? Well, you're putting yourself out there. Good for you. What you will have learnt along the way, that's all failure is massive learning. What you will have learned along the way will serve you in the next collaboration, in the next tryout. Now, you don't want to be the person that's crazy all the time. Mr. Crazy, oh no, not again. I don't want him in my collaboration, it costs me a fortune. You have to temper it, obviously, but having that sense of fun and trying stuff out, you can do that small scale as well. You don't always have to go for the big, massive project. In fact, one of the things I do prefer to say is, sometimes you go on these crazy courses, Unleash the Power Within, and it talks about massive goals, big audacious plans. And then you work so hard and you get so far and it's great, and oh my goodness, I'm exhausted, and you just kind of slow back down into anonymity and it all has to start all over again. To me, that's the quickest way to a nervous breakdown. But we can have big adventurous plans, that's fantastic, but you know, slow, steady wins the race in my book. But being adventurous from trying stuff out that you've never tried before, having that sense of fun where you're just enjoying the journey, that's good enough. So let me give you an example of something that's a bit of an adventure for me. Because again, don't forget, I am not an adventurous person, right? One of the questions when you join the platform is, what's your biggest adventure? I am blown away. Totally blown away by the answers that people give, and in comparison, I've done nothing in my life that's so adventurous that I can think of, that I'm allowed to say. And people that have trekked around the world with a 3-year-old, have jumped out of planes, have done bungee jumping, everything that frightens the bejeebers out of me. But some people might look at me and go, well, she started a movement. She started a platform that has people that come together to help each other. That's a pretty big adventure, which to me doesn't feel like adventure at all. To me, that feels like something I just have to do. I'm compelled to do. So we all have our different version and definition of what adventure is, but having that spirit of adventure, we all need that because it's life. That's who we are. We have to experience life and all of its fullness to say that you've actually lived. So, excuse me, I'm getting all animated now. A very small adventure that we have had recently is Clubhouse. You might have come across it. If you're an iPhone user, you probably will have come across it, because at the moment of speaking in April 2021, it is only available to iPhone users. But it's like a radio station that you can interrupt, a radio station that you can put your own program on. and it's just audible. So you go on and you can hear people talking from around the world on different topics, different subjects. And Collaboration Global now has its own club on Clubhouse, and we have a regular stint on a Friday morning. Currently, it might change, who knows, depends where the adventure takes us. And we talk all things collaboration 8 till 9 on a Friday morning, and it's been fantastic. So far, we have met some amazing people. We get people to come and listen to our conversations. Our members come and are present. If you haven't ever been on it yet, please let me know and we will make sure that you get on it. And you get to show off, basically, about who you are, what you do. It's not a pitch fest, don't get me wrong. We're talking about what we're in our genius for. We're not talking about our businesses. We're not talking about what we do to make money. We're talking about what we're passionate about, what is important to us. So to go on to Clubhouse for a lot of people and to be on stage, which is the terminology they give it when you get to speak, it's a huge thing. And I've heard many people with quiverings in their voice, not just at Collaboration Global, but on other clubs. And it's a huge thing for them to be on stage and talking about an experience they've had, a crisis in their life, adventure that they've been on, upsets that they've had, all these things that they're sharing in order to help other people learn from what they've learned as well. It's a beautiful space to be, but it is an adventure. It's an up and down. And for the people that own it, it's a massive adventure for them as well, I'm sure. They're loving every minute of seeing the growth of their baby, which is in essence, they've birthed this thing onto the planet, and everyone's saying it's the next Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And the world is growing at such a fast pace that there's going to be another next new thing coming along very soon, and we can't get involved with all of them. But if you are perhaps more of an introvert than an extrovert, this is a beautiful way to absorb what people are saying and try things out. So for Collaboration Global, that was a little adventure. But I tell you what, there is such a spirit of fun in that room. You can feel it. You can feel the energy. People are having a giggle. People are having fun as they're sharing sometimes really deep and powerful messages, but we're loving it. We're loving each other. We're showing off about each other. We're sharing. We don't have to show off about ourselves because somebody else is in the room and will do it for us. And there's a massive sense of fun there. So translate that into a collaboration, maybe that you're in with strangers. Maybe you've been asked to do a project with a group of people and you don't really know them that well. Having a sense of fun, seeing what makes other people laugh is a great connector. You get to know the inner person. You get to know a little bit more about them by what makes them have a giggle. It's a really beautiful thing to connect more deeply like that with someone. So that's the first thing I would suggest you do, is work out what makes these people laugh. And just asking, what do they watch on TV, or what comedian is their favourite? Russell Howard, by the way, if anyone's asking. So having that sense of fun in any project will bring people closer together, will unite them, will bond them. They will have a shared sense of humour. And then you can push things out of that little comfort zone, cross those boundaries and say, could we be a little bit adventurous here and try this? And have you considered this? It might be working for you. And I had this adventure in this other project that works really well. Do you fancy trying it here? And then you'll get an idea of who's adventurous and who's not. Who's safe Sam? Who wants to keep things within the comfort zone? Oh, no, we don't need to do that. I would never speak on stage. That would never happen. And maybe then you can help them to stretch their comfort zone a little bit. And what is your normal might be somebody else's huge adventure. And obviously, whenever we go on an adventure, we do all grow a little bit. And I have no doubt that at one point, if I ever do jump out of an aeroplane, I'll say, wow, that was amazing. I've grown so much. But most people do grow and learn something from an adventure, no matter how small that might be. And that's the beauty of being alive. So I would consider you thinking about what adventures have you been on lately? What adventures with your family and friends that you could concoct for them? How it will bring you closer together? And have you still got the fun in your life? Where's the giggles? Is it something that you extract from the TV? Or is it something that you have with the people around you, where you know if you get together, you're going to have a jolly good belly laugh without any stimulus apart from being together? And then take that into the workplace. Take that feel-good factor into the workplace. and really enjoy that whole process, because work should be a joy every single day. We don't want to work all the time. We want to go out, earn some money for sure, but have fun while we're doing it. That's why we're here, to spread some joy, to enjoy each other's company, to share your specialism, your expertise, and to bring a spirit of adventure and a sense of fun into everything you do. So enjoy the PDF, try stuff out in there, and I'll see you next week for the next 2 mindsets. Take care.